This is the Negro Ninja, and this is going to be part two of the last video, to where I was basically letting a Reddit play of where women regretted dick that they had. Okay, and basically they fucking losers. Okay, now what makes this extra funny is because you know that these hoes played games with a superior dude and ended up with that shit there. Okay, they was playing games with a superior man and they ended up with loser dick. That's how it always is. Okay. And this is one of the main reasons why hoes be embarrassed when you talk about their choice in men. Okay, one of the main reasons why they, and based off of what the experiences that they have had in these stories, this is one of the reasons. Because like all chicks don't necessarily get rid of dudes that's that lame. Okay, some of them motherfuckers, especially like some of them marriage stories I was hearing, and how boring the sex is in the marriage. Now, how the fuck y'all even stay together this long? This right here just proven. Okay, they don't like when you talk about their choices because they know the shit is bad. Okay. And once again, and the reason why they can even get that far is because great dick will make a woman feel like she's not in control. Okay. You ever just been with a chick, okay, and you think she's supposed to have all this experience, and then you end up being the one that's teaching her everything, like do this, do this. And like I said, women are sex. So I'm pretty sure some of them may even feel like less of a woman when she think that she can't teach you nothing. I remember this one time a chick thought she was going to impress me by trying to clench her coochie up. I'm like, bitch, you ain't got enough clenching power to make this tower budge. Okay, so she thought she was doing something. I said, well, she thinks she's doing something. I just basically dogged that bitch out. But and you're not in a bad way. I'm just basically saying though that I basically showed her how it was done. Is basically what I'm getting across. I was respectful. But anyway, and that's just the way it is. They feel like they're not in control. Okay, because a hoe is very confident. Everybody want it, so she can just sit there. Okay. All right. She don't like to just be able to just be like, oh, like I said, you can watch porn all you want to. Okay, you can hear some of the stories that hoes is telling you, but remember, when hoes is telling you a story, they leaving out a lot of details. Okay, so you just gotta basically, just think about what you doing when you're doing some shit, and then you just put two and two together. All right, but let's listen to the rest of these stories of these hoes fucking losers.
There are so many bad memories that come flooding back. The guy who was so self-conscious about his baldness that he wore an old Timmy toque with the long tail while having sex. Then the next morning, still wearing the toque, he made coffee and served in a Prego sauce jar that was still covered with dried up tomato sauce. Or the guy who immediately after pulling out told me he had a weird tic. He went into his living room and started farting over and over and over again while laughing like a hyena. I noped out of there real quick.
The funny thing is, there are women that will have found that quirky and have enjoyed it. Like, that shit weird. But despite the fact that she noped up out of there real quick, why did she let somebody get that damn far? Okay, they constantly talk about how they can feel and all this type of stuff, and they let these motherfuckers get that shit is embarrassing.
My second boyfriend, we had been together a couple months and I would always do stuff for him and he'd never return the favor, so one day I suggested that we should finally have sex. I live with horrible regret. It wasn't my first time, but it was his, so the fact that he lasted about 60 seconds wasn't too surprising to me. What was surprising was he only gave me about a minute at foreplay, then after the disappointing sex he genuinely asked, was that the best you've ever had? I was so caught off guard he'd even ask that, so I didn't answer, but he kept pushing me, so I eventually told him honestly no. He literally started crying. I broke up with him a few months later. I don't know how I managed to be with him that long and never looked back.
See, even she thinks she's dumb. But like I said, there are a lot of women that are still with dudes like that. Like I said, just me being around women, they have to comfort their men. It's gonna be okay, little penis. Okay, it's gonna be okay. No. I still like you. Okay, I'm telling you. I swear, one of these days, I'm gonna get me a spy cam, and I'm gonna let y'all see how insecure these men be when I just simply enter a room when they got a bitch. You can't make this shit up. Okay, lots of dudes like this have wives. Okay, and I bet you $5 this nigga was white. That's not to say that black men don't do that too, because y'all already heard that one of the park stories where a black dude set his bitch up to meet me in the store, but I just was honorable and didn't do shit.
The one who was rather large and didn't understand the concept of building up intensity. Just immediately entered and started jackhammering. Ouch, dude. So much ouch. He has a fairly large dick, so before we got to business I was like hell yeah. And then he insisted on doing missionary and didn't even thrust. He stuck his dick inside of me and pressed his pelvis against mine and moved his hips in small circles. The whole time. It was one of those instances where I wanted to show him porn BC he was that bad in bed.
That is some crazy shit. Like I said, I would never believe these stories until I have heard a bitch say it. Okay. And then, the dude's not lasting long. It's a very common thing I hear women complain about too. Okay. Half the time when, they'll tell me I last a long time. Okay. That shit is crazy. That pretty much, at least to me, is telling me that a lot of dudes either lack the stamina or they just so happy to get the pussy that they don't last long. But, I don't care what they do.
Met a guy I thought I really liked, but I think I was just into the idea of a relationship. 2 weeks into knowing him, he brought up anal, which, at the time, I wasn't comfortable with, and I let him know that. He told me something along the lines of, "I'll just make you do it then because I really enjoy it." My dumbass thought it was gross, but ultimately decided to stay with him. That was only the beginning of his weird behavior. It didn't work out though, and he was married to another girl within the
Do you hear this shit? She thought it was dumb, but she stayed with him anyway. Now, once again, just think about all the dumb shit that you may have been through with a bitch. You doing all the right things. And before you know it, I'm like, where the fuck she go? The bitch was just right here. She just vanished. How the hell that happened? Okay, why did she vanish with this nigga? I'm telling you, they get what they deserve.
5 months. He had an average sized dick, but he kept complaining about how small he was. While fucking. Boy. Oh, but it's so small I'm sure you can't even feel it. Me. Hey. No. I do. Boy. You don't need to lie about it. I know it's small. Me. It's not. It's fine. Boy. No, it isn't fine. Me. Question mark? 10/10 would never fuck again.
But he married her.
I was fine. Forgettable really. But the dick itself was really long and curved up. So sex with him hurt. It weirdly felt like a sharp pain. Like his dick was made of knives. I started referring to him as knife dick and never slept with him again. Once had a kinda sleazy Guatemalan guy hit on me at a college bar claiming he wanted to show me slides of his spring break in Russia. Alright buddy. Pretty weak line. But I'm horny so I'll play along. We get to his apartment.
Pretty weak line. But she let him fuck. I'm trying to tell you niggas.
Around 1 a.m. and he pulls out his computer and proceeds to show me pictures of his spring break in Russia for 2 hours. Finally, when the show is over and I'm almost asleep, we start having sex and he starts trying to talk dirty to me in Spanish. I try to play along, but after a while, I don't speak any Spanish at all. He knew this. I ask him if he can please talk in English so we can do it together. He says sure. Sure, then looks me dead in the eye and goes, "Comma, so you ever done anal? Got the fuck out of there, muy rapido." Edit.
But he still fucked. Okay. He still fucked, but she didn't say when she left. Okay. Did he ejaculate? Like it's a lot of details she leaving out. I bet you that he finished. Okay, and she probably led him on, probably saying they were going to do it the next time, the next round, and she probably bounced in. Hoes be lying. Okay, but the point is, he had weak game, and he still managed to get that far. People walking around trying to tell people, you have to have game. Okay, no you don't. Okay, you have to know how to set a move. No the fuck you do not. He didn't have shit. Okay, I'm trying to tell people. Once again, It takes being a loser to have an easier time with these hoes. Okay, maybe you're a loser. Okay, but she knows how to deal. It's all about whether or not a hoe know how to deal with you. So you coming in there being unique and cool and shit. That's one thing. Okay, the quality does not matter to a hoe. It's about what she can comprehend. It's basically what all this is even proven anyway. Okay, she can complain all she wants to, but she used to it. Okay, she can see something awesome all she wants to, and she can marvel at it. Okay, but she just don't know what to do with it.
Spelling.
All right, that's the last story. Okay, but it's a weird dynamic. Okay, it's like the smarter you are, you know, what's that scripture called? I forgot. Something along the lines of sorrow. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. All right, the scripture is called Ecclesiasticus 1:18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Okay. And that's just basically what it's like, dealing with these hoes and, just thinking about the way the dating game is in general. And that's all I got to say for this rant. And and that's another reason why these idiots thrive. Okay. They're not wise and they're happy with everything that goes on. Therefore, less resistance. And this has been the Negro Ninja bringing you your Negro message for today. Negro out.